And please you may, oh, sorry. Oops. I forgot about the vice-regal salute. And plissime cancelleri, placetni tibi tothicium incipiat.
Plaquette.
I was a little anxious to get started there. Please remain standing for the prayer of invocation, which will be given by Chaplain Kevin Bork, who's the Protestant Ecumenical Chaplain with our campus ministry.
Let's pray. Source of life and author of all that is, today we breathe deeply, pausing to acknowledge the gift of life and the celebration of all that it has to offer, a celebration of today, a day of victory, the accomplishments, the days and nights of tireless work. Without the perseverance and resilience of the human spirit, little would ever be accomplished in this life. And love and the support of those nearest to us. For in this life there's little that is ever accomplished alone, and yet much that is accomplished together in the company and encouragement of friends and family. In our togetherness, we celebrate the great diversity of human existence, and we relish the awesome potential that awaits us in a land named tomorrow, a place where we can celebrate all that we are and eagerly anticipate all that we might yet become. Amen.
Please be seated. Your Honor, members of the Board of Governors, Mr. President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and especially graduates. Welcome to the 182nd Encaenia of the University of New Brunswick in Fredericton. UNB is the smallest national university in the country. It is also the oldest English language university in Canada and arguably the oldest public university in North America. This spring marks the end of the university's 225th anniversary celebrations, and I must say it's a highlight for me to be here during the first Encaenia to be held in the CURRIE Centeer. UNB's loyalist founders positioned the governor within 2 years of their arrival in the province, and then they carved this institution of higher learning literally out of the wilderness. In the next 3/4 of a century, UNB helped build New Brunswick into an economic powerhouse. There is little doubt that New Brunswick was hard done by in agreeing to join Canada's Confederation. My only comment to that, it is time now for New Brunswick to start looking forward through the windshield to the 21st century and to stop looking backwards through the rearview mirror to the 19th. Some may remember a speech I gave here in Fredericton back in November that generated more than a little bit of attention. In it, I referred to New Brunswick as a failing province. The response to that one particular word, failing, created a great discussion across all regions of our province and by people in all walks of life. They took exception to the word failing. Many in my home province said, "That's not right," or "This cannot be." But alas, it was and it is. I cannot be more pleased today, however, that people are discussing, arguing, and becoming engaged, involved in the building of the future of New Brunswick, a future that can, and I believe will be, a bright one. The key to success in communities around the world is engagement. Democracy depends on discussion. But that is what you graduates learn in a university. You learn how to think. To every graduating class, I have said, and I say to you today, that if you have not learned to think and think clearly, your time here has been wasted. Probably the best example I've given to date is that of Nigel Lawson, who didn't believe the so-called science behind global warming was valid. Finally vindicated, his was an example of sound thinking once again overcoming dogma, this time in science. Another theme important to me, and which I've spoken about at many graduations, is that a life, your life, my life, is not important except in the impact it has on other lives. And so this building, it is not here as a monument to me or as the result of an ego trip of mine. It is here to have a positive impact on the educational and recreational lives of the thousands of students who will use it now and in the years to come. And so to you, the graduates of 2011, savor this day, rejoice in what you have accomplished, and be thankful to those who have helped you get to this day. You have a quality education from an old and revered university that many have worked hard to establish, to build, and to sustain. Your education is at least a match for anyone graduating anywhere in Canada today. Now it's over to you and up to you. Use your training, use your thinking power. Don't back down unless you have been convinced that you're wrong. Don't ever be intimidated by anybody. Don't quit when it's tough, for not every day will be as happy as today. And most of all your life, have a positive impact on the lives of others. Congratulations to you.
Well, welcome, graduates, friends, and family. I have to say that we had two magnificent ceremonies here in this brand new hall yesterday. I'm looking forward to two magnificent ceremonies here today. And I do want to acknowledge that we are here because of the vision and the generosity of our Chancellor. Sir, thank you. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to draw your attention to page 16 of the program. The medals listed will be presented during our Encaenia ceremonies, and all other medals and prizes appear below the recipients' names in the graduation list. Those medals and prizes will be presented at faculty awards ceremony or can be picked up at the Financial Services Office in the IUC. On behalf of the university, May I congratulate all of our recipients, and let me express the hope that they will maintain the high standards that they have demonstrated in qualifying these awards for the rest of their lives. I would now ask our Vice President Academic, Dr. Tony Secco, to assist the Honorable Graydon Nicholas, Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick, with presenting the medals.
The Douglas Gold Medal is UNB's oldest academic award. It was endowed by Sir Howard Douglas, the third Lieutenant Governor of the province, and was first presented in 1833. It was awarded for the best composition in prose or verse in Greek, Latin, or English on any subject within the regular course of study pursued in the university. This year, the Douglas Gold Medal is awarded to Kelly Rebecca Flynn of the Faculty of Arts for her composition, The Art of Global Resistance, Alternative Social Visions in Counter-Hegemony. Through the generosity of His Honor, the Lieutenant Governor, a silver medal is awarded each spring to the outstanding graduate in each of the faculties on the Fredericton campus. At this ceremony, we will present the medals in Arts, Law, and Renaissance College. I would ask each winner to come forward as your name is called to receive the medal from the Lieutenant Governor. Lieutenant Governor's silver medal in Arts is awarded to Maud Cote-Landry. The Lieutenant Governor's Silver Medal in Law is awarded to Lee Matthew Preston Lenkinski. The Lieutenant Governor's Silver Medal for Renaissance College is awarded to Elizabeth Jean Vickers-Drennan.
At this time, we will confer the honorary rank of Professor and Dean Emerita. The candidate will be presented by the Vice President Academic.
The Professor Emeritus distinction is awarded only to retired faculty members. Criteria for the honorary rank include teaching performance of exceptional merit, extensive research, publication of unusually high quality, creative contributions to the administration and development of the university, and a record of professional conduct that indicates fair and ethical treatment of students and other members of the academic community. Candidates must be approved by the university's Board of Governors. The rank of Dean Emeritus is awarded to those who meet the criteria for Professor Emeritus and have served at least one term as Dean. It is now my pleasure to invite Dr. Stopper to come to the front of the platform. Dr. Janet Stoppert, to be Professor Emerita in Psychology and Dean Emerita of Grad Studies. Janet Stoppert was one of the first women to hold an upper-level administrative position at UNB, paving the way for others who followed. She came to UNB in 1979 after working for several years as a clinical psychologist. During her time at UNB, she established herself as an exemplary academic, a dedicated leader, and a steady mentor. She was instrumental in the design and setup of the original Women's Studies interdisciplinary program on the Fredericton campus, and played an important role in the development of UNB's nationally accredited doctoral program in clinical psychology. Well respected by her colleagues and her students, Dr. Stoppard received a UNB Merit Award and an Alan P. Stewart Memorial Award for excellence in teaching. She has served in a number of important administrative roles, including Director of Graduate Studies in Psychology, Coordinator of the Interdisciplinary Women's Studies Program, and Dean of Graduate Studies. She is recognized internationally as one of the foremost researchers in women's mental health. Her career as a psychologist was featured in the Canadian edition of Essentials of Understanding Psychology. She also received the Distinguished Member Award from the Canadian Psychological Association and a Professional Recognition Award from the New Brunswick Division of the Canadian Mental Health Association. Insignissime praesis, amplissime cancellari, tota universitas, commendo vobis Janetam Stoppard, ut ei conferatus honoris causa, titulum professoris emeritae, et decanae emeritae in hac universitate.
Ego confero tebi, Janetai Stoppard, ab manera tua huic universitate dio et insignitur explita, titulum ac statum professoris emeritae et decanae emeritae in universitate New Brunswicki. We will now proceed to the conferring of an honorary degree. The recipient will be presented by the University Orator, Dr. Gordon Mason.
Lawson Hunter, to be Doctor of Laws. Lawson Hunter is one of Canada's preeminent competition lawyers. He grew up in Florenceville, New Brunswick, and graduated with a mathematics degree from UNB in 1967. In his senior year, he was president of the Students' Representative Council and class valedictorian. He then enrolled in law and continued his involvement in student politics by becoming a member of the board of the Canadian Union of Students. On campus, he was a leader in the lobby for co-op housing, which eventually led to the construction of McGee and McLeod houses. He was also front and center in what became known as the Strax Affair, as students here joined in the unrest which was sweeping North American campuses, seeking more say in the running of the universities. After graduating with a law degree in 1970, Lawson continued on to Harvard to complete a Master of Laws degree the following year. He then joined the Federal Department of Justice, where over the next 13 years he assumed increasingly responsible positions, eventually becoming Deputy Minister of Industry and Canada's senior civil servant in charge of competition policy and enforcement. He's considered to be the primary author of Canada's Competition Act, which became law in 1986. After leaving the federal government, he entered private practice, first with Fraser and Beattie and then with Stikeman Elliott. From 2003 to 2008, he was Executive Vice President and Chief Corporate Officer of Bell Canada and BCE, returning to Stikeman Elliott in 2008. Lawson advises a wide range of Canadian and multinational corporations on all aspects of federal regulatory law and policy, with particular expertise in mergers and acquisitions. He was on the roster of candidates to serve on binational panels of NAFTA and has served as a director of major telecommunications and IT companies. He's a member of the advisory board of the Columbia Institute of Teleinformation at Columbia University in New York, and he has lectured at both UNB and the University of Toronto. Lawson has served the law profession as chair or member of many advisory boards and committees. He has a lengthy list of publications, is editor-in-chief of 2 law journals, and has been an active speaker and panelist. However, he has equally supported a host of organizations outside his professional life. He was chair of the Ottawa Art Gallery, a director of the Canadian Stage Company, and has demonstrated strong commitment to higher education. He has donated to both Carleton and Harvard universities and has been a particularly effective supporter of UNB. He has contributed to the Beaverbrook Scholars Fund, the Law Heritage Fund, the Futures Fund, and both the Maggie Jean Chestnut Residence and Renaissance College. As a patron of the Heritage Campaign and a cabinet member of the Forging Our Futures effort, he was an effective fundraiser as well. Consistently ranked in national and international surveys as one of Canada's and the world's leading councils on regulatory matters, Lawson exemplifies what UNB tries to produce in all its graduates: personal integrity, high achievement, and a commitment to better one's community and the world at large. It is our distinct pleasure to award him this honorary degree today. Insignissime praeses, amplissima cancelari, tota universitas, praesento vobis Lawson Hunter, ut admitator honoris causa, ad gradum doctoris in utroque iure, in hoc universitate.
Ego admitto te, Lawson Hunter, honoris causa, ad gradum doctoris in utroque iure, in Universitate New Brunswick. It is now my privilege and a great pleasure to invite Dr. Lawson Hunter to address this Encaenia. Dr. Hunter.
I see I've taken your water, Dick. You can have mine. Thank you, Chancellor, Your Honor, President Campbell. It is a real honor for me to address the convocation of my alma mater, although I confess I feel a bit like comedian Jon Stewart did when he was asked to host the Academy Awards. Stewart said, "Of course I feel honored, but as someone who's watched the Oscars and is a big fan of the institution, I have to tell you quite frankly, I'm a bit disappointed with the choice." But it is great to be here to help celebrate the 182nd Encaenia, held for the first time in the Richard J. CURRIE Centre, named after a good friend of mine whom I had the great pleasure of working with at Bell Canada. Let me begin by congratulating all of the graduates and thanking you for the honor of being part of your commencement. Having made the tactical error of passing all your classes, earning enough credits to graduate, you are now leaving this place to go out into the real world. That means jamming 4 years of unlaundered laundry in a green garbage bag and embarking on the greatest challenge of your young lives, moving back in with your parents. I wish you and them the very best. Now, as Mr. Mason referred to in his introduction, to the fact that I was considered to be somewhat of a rabble-rouser when I was a student here. But in those days in New Brunswick, being a radical was a bit like being a small L liberal anywhere else. At one point, the Daily Gleaner wrote a story about the Canadian Union of Students. As you heard, I was on the board, calling us all sorts of radical names, culminating and apparently, worst of all, idealists. Can you imagine what a terrible thing for young people to be? But as I thought about my student days here at UNB and what I could possibly say that might be of some value to you, I realized that the biggest difference between how I saw the world then and now is that while I'm still an idealist, I'm an idealist without illusions. I've had the benefit of experience in law, in government, in business, much of it dealing with complex issues of public policy. And if there's one lesson I've learned, it's the importance of basing decisions on fact, on evidence, and sound analysis. Now that sounds pretty obvious, doesn't it? But in today's world, taking research and evidence seriously is actually revolutionary, because the reality is that too often we don't have vigorous discourse on important public issues, at least not based on logic and evidence. Instead, we have sterile debates based on political advantage and uninformed ideology, and all the parties engage in it. Stephen Colbert captures this idea perfectly in his new word, truthiness. That's a truth that a person claims to know intuitively from the gut without regard to evidence, logic, intellectual examination, or facts. Unfortunately, beneath the humor, Colbert has hit on an important truth: a growing tendency in our society to rely on anecdote over evidence, ideology over facts, and gut instinct over rigorous analysis. This is a disturbing trend because the issues facing your generation will require decisions based on the best possible thinking, solid data, careful analysis. In a complex, interconnected world where the likeliest thing to happen next is the unprecedented or unforeseen, we need to use information and knowledge effectively, making it the focus and foundation of policy making and policy delivery. Now, in some ways, this trend away from evidence-based decision-making is hard to understand. We live in an age when more information is available to more people on more devices than ever before. But ease of access is not the same as depth of understanding, and perhaps the sheer volume of information is simply too overwhelming for most of us to make sense of. In the marketplace of ideas, the selection is just too great. We don't know what to believe. The media wrestle with this in how they report stories to us and how they convey information. And sometimes, in trying to be balanced, they make matters worse by giving credence to positions of truthiness that don't deserve equal time. Climate change is a perfect example. There is overwhelming scientific evidence and a clear consensus among scientists that climate change is occurring and that humans are contributing to it. But one scientist with a contrary opinion is given equal time to thousands on the other side in the interests of balanced reporting. The result is a false equivalency. Viewers are left with the impression that scientists differ or that there's no consensus, when in fact there is. So what's the answer? How do we elevate public discourse? How do we drain the swamp of truthiness, map out a firmer ground, and occupy it? A few ideas. First, by insisting on the facts, making hard data the basis for public policy, no longer accepting the snake oil of ideology as a substitute for solid evidence, demanding more of our political leaders and more of the media. Second, we need to build a new kind of relationship between knowledge producers and users. We need to end the anti-intellectualism that alienates universities and research institutions from public discourse. Indeed, we need to engage our best minds in addressing our hardest problems. Third, and related, we need more institutions like think tanks doing solid analytical work, placing a greater range of public options and policy options on the public agenda. And we need more support for universities like UNB to train the minds and generate the research that will guide future decision-making. Now, none of this will be revolutionary to the graduates of UNB. Our motto, after all, is Sapere Aude, or Dare to be Wise. And at its core is the idea of courage, the courage to seek after knowledge, knowledge not guesswork, knowledge not intuition, knowledge not hunches. And each of you has been trained to think, to read critically, to analyze, all of the things we'll need if we're going to apply rationality and evidence to solving the challenges ahead of us. We need leaders who are comfortable with nuance, open to new ideas, clear thinkers who reject slogans and superficiality. We need the best. We need more like you. Today, you leave here rightfully proud and well prepared to lead the change we need. The paths you choose will be diverse, but you will always share a common bond of common experience. The red and black are part of you, and wherever you go, whatever you do, you will always carry a bit of UNB with you. So remember our motto and dare to be wise. I wish each of you every success in the days ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Hunter. I'm very interested in your ideas: evidence-based decision-making, clear thinking, sound analysis. Words of wisdom for us. Thank you. We will now proceed to the awarding of degrees in course. May I extend to all of you who will graduate today the very warmest congratulations of the university. When you first came here as a student, you became a member of the UNB family. And today, all of this family, your fellow students, faculty members, staff members, and administrators, colleagues, friends, have gathered here to share in your pride in reaching this very important milestone in your lives. We recognize your hard work and your sacrifice and wish you every success and happiness in the future. We hope that you will always value what you have learned here and that you will forever remember your alma mater with fondness and affection. As each of you receives your degree today, you will be presented with a University of New Brunswick alumni pin by the UNB Associated Alumni. We will begin with the bachelor's degrees, followed by the master's and doctoral degrees. Candidates for the bachelor's degrees will be presented by the university orator.
The bachelor's degrees of Arts, Applied Arts, Laws, Philosophy and Interdisciplinary Leadership Studies, and Integrated Studies. Candidates will remain seated for the supplication. Insignissime praeses, implissima cancelare, supplicant senatui et hic venerabili collegio gubernatorem, hi baccalaureae vel scholares in facultate artium, in facultate legis, in collegio restaurationis, quorum nomina ac studia iam rite cognita sunt et promulgata, ut adventantor ad proprium baccalaureae gradum in sua quisque facultate.
Placetne vobis, senatores, placetne gubernatores, ut hi supplicatoris admittantur.
The supplicants for all the bachelor's degrees will now stand for presentation by the orator and admission by the president. Insignissime praeses, implissima cancelare, tota universitas, praesenda vobis hosce supplicatori in supra dictis facultatibus, ut adventantur ad proprium baccalaureae gradum in sua quisque facultate, testorque illos, quod omnia quae statuta nostra requirant, aptos e idoneos esse.
Ego admitto, vos ad gradum baccalaureae in Universitate New Brunswick.
Please now proceed in your assigned order onto the dais for individual acceptance. The Acting Dean of Arts, Dr. Wei Chu Yu, will present the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Applied Arts diplomas. Bachelor of Arts with honors, Tabitha Dawn Armstrong. Melissa Frances Bates. Michael Stewart Brown. Kate Elizabeth Carlton. Maud Cote Landry. Jessica Catherine Earle. Adrian Lisa Fitch. Kelly Rebecca Flynn. Ellen Rebecca Flood. James Reed Good. Tyler Robert Hamilton. Corey Blake Jennings. Joseph Meyer Kofsky. Lindsay Patricia Dawn McCallum. Lindsay Jean Mather. Renee Lise Lucie Marie Matte. Timothy Gary McLaughlin. Megan Fabienne Melançon. Kelsey Ann O'Brien. Kevin James Passman. Cheryl Michelle Peterman. Joanna Mary Saunders. Adam Joseph Savoy. Serena Lynn Marie Seeger. Hannah Jean Steves. Jennifer Marie Wagner. Madeline Claudia Whalen. Lacrisa Marie Weisot. James Yaja Xu. Alexander Nicholas John Abandonato. Ashley Elizabeth Calhoun. Lauren Charles Chevery. Margaret Helen Cornfield. Matthew Edward Douglas. Kathleen Shirley Belinda Elaschuk. Stephanie Christine McDougall. Samantha Kathleen Mullen. Sarah Lynn Robinson. Megan Dawn Seymour. Bachelor of Arts, Christine Martha Bissonnette. Andrea Muriel McNaught Duplessis. Jenna Lynn Henry. Kevin Andrew Emery. Jenna Lynn McAleenan. Leanne Elizabeth Pine. Joanna Marie Wasson. Lauren Lucille McLennan Cormier. Jonathan Oliver Dewar. Colleen May Gauguin. Crystal Marie Grattan. Carly Dawn Hanoski. Jonathan David Ritchie. Ryan Patrick Thomas Stairs. Amy Lynn Wallace. Ashley Starr Anderson. Holly Abandonato. Elizabeth Ann Akins. Tyler Todd Beers. Munachi Benson. Catherine Ann Brennan. Megan Nadine Bungay. Owen David Burns. Alexa Jane Coleman. Gabrielle Cormier. Jenna Joyce Culberson. Sarah Bessie Curtis. Kirsten Jessica Dodd. Jessica Marie Doucette. Ashley Ann Drost. Tara Elizabeth Farrow. Christopher William Alexander Fillmore. Sarah Joyce Janot. Catherine Claire Giddens. Barbara Lynn Graham. Kelly Francis Grant. Tristan Oliver Greenlaw. Ian Douglas Hambrook. Emily Lane Hawkins. Melissa Mary Jean Higgison. Janice Renee Hoffman. Charlotte Ann Hogg. Susan Lee Marie Holt. Catherine Teresa Hooper. David Woon Sue Howe. Samantha Crystal Judge. Scott Richard Kelly. Robin Danielle King. Sarah Jane Kingston. Laura Alicia Labrie. Sarah Lynn Teresa Lasky. Desiree Dawn Lehman. Michael Allen Lewis. Jacqueline Michelle Lonsdale. Kaylee Erin Lockheed Smith. Harry Patrick Ludford. Brenda Marie Lutz Wallace. Margaret Mary Lyons. Shirley Nicole McFarlane. Jennifer Sharon McKay. Walter Vincent Mackey. Gillian Ann Matheson. John Patrick McLeave. Evan John McFarlane. Matthew Andrew McGowan. Margaret Cavill Miskin de Wolf. Monique Marie Michaud. Laura Alexandra Mountain. Ryan Patrick O'Donnell. Robert Orth. André Jean-Louis Philippe Plourde. Melanie Marie Robertson. Amanda Christine Robichaud. Jillian Patricia Robichaud. Ashley Shirley Lena Roy. Jay Sabatis. Erin Christina Smith. Caitlin Marie Steves. Laura Ann Steves. Rebecca Ellen Stewart. Scott Huntley Stewart. Sean Andrew Stewart. Nicholas Cody Stovall. Joshua Gregory Sturgeon. Jillian Elizabeth Sothery. Jessica Dawn Taylor. Tina Crystal Terrio. Eric Carl Titus. Jacob Edward Travis. Holly Corin Underwood. Jessica Maria Van Oostward. Ashley Michelle Walsh. Cheryl Ann Whitten. Michelle Marie White. Charlotte Ann Wood. Tara Jane Marie Wood. Jessie Dawn Workman. Yuzhan Xing. Jeffrey Andrew Young. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Arts degree. The Bachelor of Applied Arts, Alexandra Keeley McLean. Laura Elizabeth Steeves. Emily Ann Dickinson. Leah Adrian McManaman. Amy Elizabeth Sansom. Morgan Angela Jane Ulick. And this concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Applied Arts degree. The Dean of Law, Professor Ian Peach, will present the Bachelor of Laws diplomas. Bachelor of Laws, Lee Matthew Preston Lenkinski. Eric Patrick McRae. Kenneth William Allen. Ainsley Louisa Anderson. Caitlin Jane Angus. Ryan Michael Anstie. Deirdre Danielle Badcock. Alicia Diane Bays. Amy Patricia Best. Thomas Andrew Bettle. Waverly Ann Bird. Melissa Faye Cope. Brent Richard Corbin. Timothy Thomas Culbert. Morgan Marie Deacon. Danielle Simone Duchesne. Ashley Dawn Ann Dutcher. Mitchell Louis Herbert Fraser. Gregory James French. Claire Frances Gillivan. William Peter Hickey. Brian James Hicks. Charity Hogan. Alexandria Susan Gale Hollett. John Wesley Christopher Jameson. Thomas Keeler. Colin David Keith. Michael Patrick Newman Kelleher. Paul Kennedy. Megan Marie Curvin. Megan Maria King. Sarah Klein. Gavin James Kotze. Peter Armand Lecain. Jonathan Prescott Lutz. Jennifer Sarah Lynch. Amanda Marie McDougall. Sarah Nicole McIsaac. Caitlin Maria Mahoney. James Richard McConnell. Kayla Kathleen Miles. Kathleen Ruth Morrison. James Caldwell Morse. Kathy Priscilla Moulton. Shara Kathleen Munn. Hassan Shahan Nakvi. Ellen Shirley Oakes. Ian Alexander Parker. Stephen David Pierce. Matthew Ray Simpson Pern. Jolene Julie Richards. Emma Jane Saunders. Stephen John Scott. Simon Shakebai. Vasu Sivapalan. Sean Andrew Smith. Jennifer Dawn St. Onge. Carl Esbjorn Archibald Strimbold. Andrew Anthony Sudano. Chad Michael Sullivan. Dimitri Thalakata. Stephanie Shireen Tiller. Holly Alexandria Walborn. Matthew Thomas Walters. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Laws degree. The Dean of Renaissance College, Dr. Ted Needham, will present the Bachelor of Philosophy and Bachelor of Integrated Studies diplomas. Bachelor of Philosophy, Shenda Patricia Teresa Aruda. Trevor Williams Cervelli. Fallon Elizabeth Craig. Samantha Jane Dixon. Kristen Judith Fulton. Verity Rose Hamilton. Caitlin Annie Henderson. Jessica Chantel Hughes. Dustin Jacques Johnson. Christina Marie Patricia Moore. Leanne Susan O'Reilly. Catherine Pack. Leighton Earl Ross Reynolds. Elizabeth Jean Vickers Drennan. Amanda Kelly Brown. Elizabeth Kathleen Giesbrecht. Nicole Josephine Jewett. And this concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Philosophy degree. The Bachelor of Integrated Studies, Anne Christine Bonfanti. Anita Elizabeth Tenderenda Morrison. And this concludes the granting of the bachelor's degrees.
We shall now confer the master's degrees in course. The candidates will be presented by the Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Edmund Biden.
The master's degrees of Arts, Philosophy and Policy Studies, and Applied Health Services Research. Candidates will remain seated for the supplication. Insignissime praeses implicime cancellari supplicant senatui et huic venerabili collegio gubernatorum, hi baccalaureae vel scholaris in facultate artium quorum nomina ac studia iam rite cognita sut et promulgata, ut admittanter ad proprium magistri gradum in sua quisque facultate.
Placetni vobis senatores, placetni gubernatores, ut hi supplicatores admittanter.
Placet. The supplicants for the aforesaid master's degrees will stand for the presentation and admission by the President. Insignissime praeses implicime cancellari tota universitas presento vobis hosca supplicatores in superdictus facultatibus ut admittanter ad proprium magistri gradum in sua quisque facultate. Testorque ilios quoad omnia quae statuta nostra requirant aptos et idonios esse.
Ego admitto vos ad gradum magistri in Universitati New Brunswick.
You will now proceed in your assigned order on to the dais for individual acceptance. The Acting Assistant Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Heather Sears, will present the master's diplomas. Thank you. Master of Arts, Kevin George Corser. Amy Marie Hache. John Herbert Keyes. James Richard Horncastle. Dwayne Francis Andre Roussel. Janelle Anna Sobey. The Master of Philosophy and Policy Studies, Miles Christian Dibble. Prativa Pradhan. The Master of Applied Health Services Research, Amelia Nancy Beanie. Mary Louise Brahanyets. That's it.
We shall now confer the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy. The candidates will be presented by Dr. Biden.
The degree Doctor of Philosophy candidates will stand for the supplication. Insignissime praeses implicime cancellari supplicant senatui et huic venerabili collegio gubernatorum. Linda Ann Duffett Legier, Interdisciplinary Studies. Ryan Alvin Hamilton, Experimental and Applied Psychology. Stephen Douglas McMullen, Sociology. Tammy Lee Moore, History. Laura Ann Nichols, Clinical Psychology. Jason Zadek Woodman Simmons, English. Magistri vel baccalaureae ut admittanter ad gradum doctoris philosophiae.
Placetne vobis senatores, placetne gubernatores, ut haec supplicatrix admittatur.
Placet. The candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy will come forward and stand before the dais for admission. Insignissime praeses implicime cancellare tota universitas presento vobis hosca supplicatores at admittanter ad gradum philosophiae doctoris testorque ilios quoad omnia quae statuta nostra requirant aptos et idonios esse.
Ego admitto vos gradum philosophiae doctoris in Universitati New Brunswick.
You will now proceed in your assigned order on to the dais for individual acceptance. Linda Ann Duffett-Legier. Dr. Duffett-Legier investigated internet-based approaches to promote healthy behaviors among young women. Her findings will contribute to the development of innovative e-health promotion initiatives targeting diverse populations. Ryan Alvin Hamilton. Dr. Hamilton investigated hazing in athletics and identified factors that predict a higher likelihood of hazing others. His findings will inform the development of anti-hazing policies and interventions. Stephen Douglas McMullen. Dr. McMullen investigated how decline in religious congregations is impacting religious leaders, church members, and the wider community. His findings reveal how religious congregations are affected by and respond to contemporary social challenges. Tammy Lee Moore. Dr. Moore investigated the use of private contracts in marital separation in 18th and 19th century England. She demonstrated that these agreements generally afforded separated wives more rights and responsibilities than they could have obtained by taking the matter to court. Jason Zadek Woodman Simmons. Dr. Woodman Simmons examined the ways in which Native dramatists and actors reconfigure Shakespeare through pre-contact performance traditions. His findings indicate how indigeneity is negotiated in Canada in the present. This concludes the granting of degrees in course.
Congratulations, graduates. Please note that an English translation of your diploma has been placed inside the folder behind the parchment. Now, as our 225th anniversary celebrations draw to a close, it's my pleasure to introduce a new tradition here at UNB. You, the class of 2011, will be the first ever to receive the limited edition UNB coin. I'd like to thank all of those who made this new tradition possible, from the committee who worked hard to get the coin just right, to the associated alumni who made a significant financial contribution in support of the project. And we hope this coin will carry your individual memories of a life-changing experience at UNB and serve as a reminder that when you combine an ambitious goal and a personal dedication, you can attain anything. Maybe more importantly, let this coin be a symbol that you were, are, and always will be part of our family, the worldwide family of thousands of UNB alumni who work to better our world each and every day. We hope you hold your coin with pride. We are certainly very, very proud of you. We know you leave us with more knowledge, a greater sense of community, and the potential to make a significant difference in the quality of your own lives and the lives of those you touch as you take the next step in life's journey. Congratulations on a job well done.
We'll just give these folks a minute to take their seats. Graduates, I know that you wouldn't be here without the help and support of many people who have helped guide you to this day. And I would like you to stand and face all the people who were able to join us today to celebrate in your achievements and give them a round of applause, if you would mind. Maybe not all of you had somebody who was able to be here, but I hope you will be thinking of them now. Please take your seats. This year's grad class committee has continued a legacy that was introduced in 2010, called Pay It Backward. The concept is for those from the current graduating class to help those graduating in the following year by raising funds for student prizes. This year's committee has added a twist, focusing on grad class participation rather than just the dollars raised. The goal of the 2011 Grad Class Committee is to inspire 100% of the graduating class to support Pay It Backward with a dollar contribution to create 3 student prizes for the class of 2012. I would like to commend the 2011 Grad Class Committee, President Lisa Solta, Vice Presidents Patricia Logan and Alison Fredella, and Scott Kelly, Christina O'Brien, Jocelyn So, Drew Cameron, and Sila Latte for the time and effort they've dedicated to grad class activities this year. And they are still hard at work. They tell me that donations to the Pay It Backward legacy are being accepted at the diploma framing stations here in the lobby and at the Encaenia Tea following the ceremony. I'd like to take this time to thank you, each of the members of the class of 2011, for the contributions you have made as members of the University of New Brunswick community. What you have given to us as volunteers, athletes, club members, as mentors, and as friends will always be remembered and appreciated. And now, the welcome to the new alumni will be given by Larry Hashi, President of the UNB Associated Alumni. Larry.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Good morning. On behalf of the more than 70,000 alumni around the world, it is my pleasure to extend a welcome to the class of 2011, the newest members of UNB's Associated Alumni. I've had the distinct pleasure of congratulating and welcoming each one of you as you come off the stage. Today is a time for celebration, a celebration for your achievements and a realization of a major life goal. Today is also a time for goodbyes. Goodbye to a place you've called home and the people who have become part of your extended family. Goodbye to a place that, whether you realize it or not, will have played a big role in helping you shape who you are today and who you will become. Like many before you, you've left a piece of your soul at UNB. And as Dr. Lawson Hunter advises, we hope that you will also bring a bit of UNB, of Fredericton, and New Brunswick with you, no matter where your adventures take you. As mentioned earlier, my name is Larry Hashi, and these ceremonies mark an end to my 2-year presidency of the UNB Associated Alumni. I serve with many other dedicated and proud UNB alum who've all volunteered their time and their treasure to support our beloved alma mater. Now, you are alum. And you may want to know exactly what that means. Well, first let me explain what it does not mean. Although UNB alumni and its association have given millions to UNB, have provided hundreds of thousands in scholarships to many current UNB students, and have sponsored many UNB sports teams, you will be happy to know we will not be calling you for a donation. We do not call for donations. UNB has a fine donor relations group that certainly does. We are happy to be your representative at UNB. When you receive a welcome to the UNB alumni, it certainly means that you stood on the shoulders of others and of many generations of fellow UNB alumni who have built the buildings we study, live, and play in, coached, sponsored, and supported our many sports teams we have enjoyed, provided funds through scholarships, bursaries, and loans to many UNB students who could not have afforded an education otherwise, and lobbied governments to fund UNB expansion to serve our provincial aspirations. Becoming an alumni today is not just a title, but it is a responsibility to become the newest generation of stewards and guardians of over 225 years of tradition, excellence, and service to our province. As of today, you are alumni, and as such, you must be prepared, perhaps several years from now, when you are ready and best you can, to help the next generation of UNB students, no matter what corner of the world they come from, reach their goals, realize their dreams, and stand on your shoulders to take their place in building a New Brunswick that can stand on its own 2 feet, a New Brunswick that immigrants think of as a destination rather than a stopover, and building a smart New Brunswick that our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Campbell, assures us can be done if we simply multiply the talent that sits in front of me. It's all possible, and you're the people to do it. So no, becoming a UNB alum is not just a title or receiving a pin or a coin. It comes with a set of expectations that we are counting. And of course, we're counting on you. Perhaps you were not counting on that, but don't worry. As president of the UNB alumni, I have visited chapters all over Canada and the world. I have met with UNB alumni that are world-class researchers, entrepreneurs, engineers, pioneers. Just last year, we heard the story of UNB grad Julia McLaughlin, who was a senior director of Microsoft in Seattle, was asked by one of her employees which university her child would soon be attending. Julia responded, well, the University of New Brunswick in Canada. Surprised, the employee who was expecting UCLA or MIT, and was himself a graduate of Harvard, asked with a slight sneer, why would you send them there? She responded with, well, I have a UNB degree, and you're working for me, aren't you? In many ways at UNB, we punch above our weight, and sometimes we're a little timid about telling the world about how great we are, how smart our students are, and that UNB grads are simply better looking than most. Well, we're not timid today because the secret is out, and you, the class of 2011, are the best and brightest that we have to offer. The world awaits the promise you can bring it, and rest assured, your UNB degree will serve you well. As Dr. Currie reminds us, very many other successful alumni ahead of you, just like them, you'll be able to hold your own in any context, anywhere, and with anybody. The class of 2011, we are very pleased to be a sponsor with the Vice President's Office and Dr. Tony Seiko of our newest tradition, the granting of the UNB coin. You're the first to receive it. Be sure you bring it with you wherever your travels take you as a token of UNB and your time with us. And as you venture forth, dare to dream, never take a back seat to anybody. Get out there and change and conquer the world. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Larry, and I'd like to thank you for your 2 years of service to us through the Associated Alumni. Thank you for your untiring and unwavering support of our university. Again this year, the graduating class has asked that the valedictory be presented here at Encaenia. The valedictorian for this ceremony is Kathy Priscilla Moulton of St. John's, Newfoundland, who received a Bachelor of Laws degree today. Ms. Moulton, I invite you to deliver the valedictory address.
Your Honor, Mr. Chancellor, members of the Board of Governors, Mr. President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and graduates. We have come to the end of the graduation process today. Our time at UNB for this particular degree has come to a close, and soon we will all be off on different adventures, following our own particular path in life. It is an exciting time, a time filled with potential and uncertainty. Before we leave, I am very honored to provide some closing remarks. I would like to share 3 things that I have learned while at UNB with you. As I reflected upon my experiences here while preparing this speech, these 3 lessons stuck out as the most valuable and relevant ones to speak about here today. I must start by saying that I have learned of the importance of noticing others. Being in such a small community at UNB, I have learned that one of the most significant contributions that you can make sometimes is to care deeply about those around you and to act when you notice that someone needs a helping hand. It is difficult to do this during a program in which you must be competitive with your peers, but perhaps it is most important to do this with your biggest competitors. Needing help is not a sign of weakness, but a situation that everyone eventually finds him or herself in. Offering help is not imposing, but instead is a display of kindness towards others that we shouldn't be afraid to make. In our ever-increasingly electronic society of emails, texting, and instant messaging, I urge you to make an effort to stay in touch with those around you in a more human way as you leave the sheltered world of university and venture out into a range of larger communities, industries, and workplaces. Connected to this is the second lesson I have learned, and that is that the success of one is never as valuable as the success of the whole. While I encourage you to work hard, aim high, and follow your dreams, I would also like to ask that you give back, volunteer often, and consider the impact of your actions on others. The desire to succeed in your own personal life is an important emotion to foster in yourself, but my own experience in UNB has taught me that we are all more successful when we help others to reach their dreams at the same time that we are reaching ours. So remember the spirit of study groups, sharing notes, and explaining difficult concepts to someone else when you find yourself sitting in your office, your creative space, or whatever form of work environment you end up in. As I have progressed along with my classmates, I know I owe my presence here today to them as much as to myself. My goal is to now share my knowledge, experience, and abilities with others. I implore you to do the same. The third lesson that I have learned during my time at UNB is that no matter how far you go in your life and your career, you should never forget who you are and how far you've come. We have all accomplished something great by graduating. Most likely, we are different individuals than we were years before when we first arrived at UNB. This growth is essential, but it always serves me well to think back to that first event in Fredericton, the one that took twice as long to get down King's College as I dragged my feet the entire way, afraid I would not belong here and that I couldn't tackle the work ahead of me. I think back to my first year, filled with new friends, new professors, and a steep learning curve. I think how far I've come since the beginning, and I'm sure I'm not alone when I say that I didn't always know whether or not I would make it. But, armed with the knowledge that I have accomplished this degree, supplies me with the confidence that I need to conquer my next challenge in life. I hope the same is true for you. I am not a stranger to the experience of graduating from the safe, protected world of university into the larger, unpredictable world of work. As a previous arts graduate, I have felt the excitement of being finished, the fear of not knowing exactly what comes next, and the anxiety of being asked, "So what will you do now?" With this experience in mind, I would like to reassure you a bit and ask that you not be too afraid of the uncertain future. Embrace the unknown, be open to new opportunities that come your way, and seek out the challenges you want to tackle. Give yourself room to grow, and you'll never have a reason to fear what comes next. And so to close, keeping true to my 3 lessons, I would like you to notice those around you here today and think back to those who have helped you arrive at this moment, and join me in sharing with your friends, family, professors, classmates, some gratitudes for helping us all succeed at UNB. On behalf of the class of 2011, I would like to say thank you to our mothers, fathers, extended family, partners, and friends for all the support and guidance you've sent our way over the past few years. To all our professors, administrative staff, librarians, and for me in particular, the kind ladies at the campus coffee shop who have supplied me with endless caffeine on a daily basis. Thank you for creating the positive learning environment which we now must leave. Your dedication to taking fresh first years and turning them into fresh graduates has made all the difference. Class of 2011, it has been a pleasure to speak before you today. I hope the lessons that I've learned and shared with you today coincide or complement your experience. Good luck on your next journey, and congratulations.
Thank you, Kathy. On behalf of the Chancellor, the Board of Governors, the Senate, and the faculty, I extend to all who have received their degrees here today our most sincere congratulations and our very best wishes for the future. I also want to thank the St. John String Quartet, David Adams, Larissa Chitty, Paul Campbell, and Sonia Adams, as well as trumpeter Robert Dunton for providing the music for our 182nd Encaenia. Thank you so much. It was wonderful. As you know, these are the very first group of ceremonies here in the new Richard J. CURRIE Centre. Organizing this group of ceremonies falls on the shoulders of a number of people who really try hard to make sure that you have a wonderful and seamless experience here today. They've worked very hard to make sure that that is the case, and under no pressure at all. I think we should extend them a vote of thanks. At the conclusion of this ceremony, which we are almost at, everyone is cordially invited to attend an Encaenia tea in the atrium of the Student Union building. I'd also like to mention that the Associated Alumni, as you may have heard before, will be offering a diploma framing service in the lobby here and at the Encaenia tea. It is now my pleasure to invite Sarah Farquhar, a student in the concurrent Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science program, to come up to the platform and lead us all in the singing of O Canada. Would everyone please rise and remain in their places until the academic procession has retired? Sarah?